Okay, let's check and make sure you can hear me. Because I'm paranoid about it after that one time. Yep, cool. Hey, everybody, welcome to Operation Crimson Tide Early Allies Turn 3 from the volcano there in Kansas City. I'm your General Crowbar. Good evening. All right, this is US, UK, China Turn 3. Let's go to the US first. The U.S. had 94 to spend. They rolled a 2 in the tech. Got to buy a carrier, 2 fighters, 4 destroyers, 2 transports, 2 infantry, and an artillery. Um, here's our spoils of war cards. Battleship AA hits at 2. Rail moving to 4. Destroyers move 3. Extra $5 aside, and cruisers bombard with 2 dice. All right. Um, so here, let me go back here to the main camera. There's the buy. I got that little plate. That little. I got some of those for $10 at It's a Beautiful Day in Kansas City, and I gave them as random Christmas presents, and they went over really well. But I took the coolest one for myself for obvious reasons. So that's where the buy is. All right. America has but one combat, um, and we're going to take 2 infantry and load them up on a transport and go take the Marshall Islands. 1, 2, and we're just going to put that little transport out there, and the crew's going to, swim to shore, and the ship probably will die. Probably, I would imagine. But the Marshalls are American now. So non-combats for the Americans over here in the Pacific. Um, this mech here in Colombia is going to drive into Brazil. Take that for the U.S. That's $2 replacing Manila's income. And I don't have any convoys. The fighter, the carrier, and the tack. Basically, everything from Pearl is moving out to the, uh, or from the West Coast is moving out to Pearl. That's another destroyer and another sub, a carrier, a fighter, and attack. So that's it on this side. Over here, um, the American bomber is going to pick up its 2 infantry from London out of the airbase there, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3. This is non-combat, so 4 no AA shots coming out of the fleet. 5, 6, 7. Drop them in Vologda. Right there. So there's one done. Um, let's see. Um, One mech from the east is going to drive to the west, and the artillery in the west is going to come to the east. That destroyer is staying there. And that's it for the U.S. I'm going to put a fleet over here because, it's necessary. Um, so that's going to be a carrier with 2 fighters. And it's a destroyer that's already there. Tiny pieces, big fat fingers. So a carrier with 2 fighters. I'm going to add 2 destroyers and 2 transports. So there'll be 3 destroyers, 2 transports, all up in A21. And then I'll drop the 2 infantry and the artillery into the east coast. Right there. And I've got 2 more destroyers. And what up, General? How you doing? I got 2 more destroyers to drop, and they're going to drop on the West Coast. Okay. So, American disposition. We've got 2 destroyers off the West Coast. A mech and 2 AAA there. Um, transport off the Marshalls with 2 infantry on the islands. On Hawaii, a tank, 2 infantry, a mech, and an artillery. And then outside of Pearl, I've got 3 carriers with 4 fighters, 2 tacticals, 2 battleships. There, steady. 2 battleships, 2 transports, 3 cruisers, 3 destroyers, 3 subs, and there's also 3 fighters on the islands. So they're there. Got a bomber and 2 infantry in Vologda. And off the east coast, there's a carrier with 2 fighters, 3 destroyers, 2 transports. And the east coast, 2 AAA, 2 infantry, a mech, and 2 artillery. And in Brazil, 1 mech and 4 infantry. All right, so that's the U.S. I'll do all the money at the end. Well, no, because I got to do UK's buy. So I'll just do this money. So 55 is the base. I lost Manila, got Brazil, so still at 55 on the tracker. I got the Marshalls. That's a $2 bonus. I get 14 territory because I don't have Guam. Nope, that's 13 because I don't have Manila either. So 13 territory and 10 with the war bond. So 25 in bonuses plus 55 makes 80 to spend in turn 3 or 4. Need to put a drop down in there to change it around. That way, maybe a button to just advance to the next one. I don't know. Anyway, way more work I need to put in. All right, here's the UK. 45 to spend, which became 43 because I forgot and didn't pay, and I paid myself for Gibraltar and I forgot the convoy in Indochina, so I took 2 off. The Allies, I'm repairing 5 on my factory, which is going to be financed by the Allies. Thank you guys. For India, I'm going to buy a AAA and 3 infantry, 3 tanks for Iran, 2 infantry for Iraq because I can only build 2 because there's still 1 damage left. And I get an Indian volunteer, which I'm going to place my last turn's Indian volunteer. I already placed it in India, so it's already there. So here is my only attack. I'm going to kill those destroyers. That's the only attack I've got. I'm not doing much. China, I guess I can outlay their attack. They've got here. Shit. It's pretty easy. I can do it real quick. They start with 12. They've lost 10 to Japan. The math was weird on that one, and I realized I was counting Sing Kang, but that doesn't start in there. So that's not included in this since I don't have it. So I'm going to attack Kwangsi, which will give me 3. So at point, since it's successful, I have 1, 2, 3 territories plus 2. I'm going to buy. I've got 10 infantry or 10 to buy, or excuse me, blah. I've got $10. I'm going to buy 3 infantry. I'll have $1 left. Um, so I'll have $1 and collect 5, or collect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I'll have 6. This math is wrong, but I'll do that math manually. It's fucking weird. China's weird. Okay. So attack wise, 3 fighters. Excuse me, 2 fighters from Calcutta out of the airbase going 1, 2, 3. And then the tactical bomber from the carrier going 1, 2. He's going to target select one of them. And then one destroyer to take a hit, because I'll be damned if these guys take another plane. Yeah, and that's all she wrote there. So let's roll that. And I've got a convoy, one sub off French Indochina. I'll go ahead and roll that while I've got the dice up. All right, so defending our two destroyers, I've got one target selecting bomber and two fighters. So I'll do the target select first. He misses. So two fighters against two destroyers. Oh, I forgot to roll my destroyer. Whoops. So one of your destroyers hits. My destroyer, about to die, hits as well. So 1 and 1. Now, we've got two fighters and a tactical against one destroyer. And 3 hits. God damn it, guys. Assholes. Okay. So that's done. All right. Now two subs, or one sub with 2 dice off of French Indochina trying to take $1 away from me. And you do. Okay, now there's one more battle. I can roll over here. The Chinese are going to send 2 infantry and a fighter into Guangxi. All right. So 2 infantry and a fighter against 1 Japanese infantry in Guangxi. Or, yeah, whatever it is. Guangxi, yeah. The one between Yunnan and Hong Kong. Wow. Okay, so I get 2 and you get 1. So 1 Chinese infantry survives. Japanese lose Guangxi. I lose 1 infantry. Fighter lands back there. And that's it. Okay. Financials. I lost $1. 1. Okay. Let's go back to the main camera. Do the non-combats. All right. Well, the tactical bomber is going to land on East Burma. I'll go 1, 2. The 2 fighters will go 1, 2 and land on the carrier. No more convoy on Malaya. These 2 infantry in Burma are going to move up into Yunnan. Guess it doesn't matter. These 2 infantry are going to move into East Burma. So there'll be 4 infantry screening that plane. Okay, over to the Middle East. I'm going to sit down now. Because why not? I got my new chair. It's all comfortable. And I can reach all this shit. Actually, I'll just go over here. I'll just start consolidate the fleet. The transport with the infantry and the mech will come down here with the Americans, along with the cruiser. I guess it doesn't matter. They're just going to stay there. They're really under no threat. They'll stay there, and they can get to A29 just as easily. So let's just stay there. It's fine. Yes, 2 infantry are going to hop on the British bomber and do the same thing the Americans did and drop off in Vologda, right there, like that. Okay, over here in the Mid East, I'm going to move some stuff around. I'm going to evacuate Transjordan. This infantry and artillery will stay. Everything British will move from Transjordan into Iraq. So this 3 infantry, I'm just gonna chip it out real quick. Pop that there. So there'll be a couple of artillery, couple 3 artillery, tank, a mech, and then a fighter and a tactical to in case you get ideas of that German bomber. There's some protection. 1 AAA from India is going to rail 1-2 as well, along with an infantry and an artillery. And the volunteer infantry that I placed, he's just going to stay. The fighter from India is going to go 1-2 to Iran. Um, in case you feel like bombing that after you take Transjordan, and I don't know, you might if you want, but anyway, he's going to hang out there. Where is he? No, he's going to stay in India. I think that'd be silly. So that's going on. That Indian volunteer is going to stay there. Is there anything else I haven't moved that I'm going to move? Those guys are staying in London. Everybody's staying in London. Um, everybody in Yunnan is staying in Yunnan. So, all right, cool. Place my units. China has 3 infantry. They're just going to drop them into the Yunnan stack. And then Brits have the 2. All right. I'm going to put 2 infantry into Iran. So here's 2 infantry. And I'm going to take this other infantry here and chip it out. He's on the floor. Can't have that. So I'll chip him out right there. And then the 3 tanks will go into Iran. The AAA and the 3 infantry will go into India, along with another Indian volunteer infantry. Yeah, that's it. And then, the Chinese are done. Disposition of units. Um, oop, yeah, giggity. All right. In Yunnan, I've got 4 infantry, a AAA, and a tank. In East Burma, I have a tactical bomber and 4 infantry. And let's see who's that message is from. I repaired 5 of the 6 damage in Iraq, so I had to replace one, or I had to drop one infantry. So I can only produce 2 units. So I only put 2 infantry in there. India, I have 2 volunteer infantry, 3 regular infantry, a fighter, and a Commonwealth fighter, and 2 AAA. The Sea Zone P-50, I have a carrier with 2 fighters, a battleship, 2 cruisers, and 2 destroyers. Um, Iran, I have 3 tanks. Iraq, I have a fighter, a tactical bomber, a tank, a mech, a AAA, 4 artillery, and 367 infantry. Um, in Vologda, I have a air transport and 2 infantry. Um, in London, I have let's try the tripod space. 4 fighters, 5, 6, 7, 8 infantry, 2 artillery, and 5 AAA. And C Zone A16. I may move them to the East Coast, but they're functionally the same. Anyway, a cruiser, a transport with an infantry and a mech loaded. So they are there, and that is it for. Oh shit! Yeah, see, it's still on fire, but it's a much smaller fire on the other side of the factory, so it's all good. All right, money for the UK. Start with 41. I have the economic engine of the empire, the Middle East, running at 2 and 2 on each. Thailand I still own. North Indochina I still own. I've lost Hong Kong and 7 in Africa with between Malta, Gibraltar, Egypt, Anglo Kenya, and Tanganyika. So lost 7 there. Oh, don't need to do that. And don't believe I have any bonuses. Let me check. Egypt, Transjordan, LL. Nope, sure don't. Hey, I got that one. India, West India, Burma, East Burma, and Malaya. So get the Southeast Asian bonus as well. So let's go back to that. 5. Yay. Okay, so I will have 37 on the IPC tracker, which I have correct there. And then bonuses, I'll have 9. So I'll have 45 to spend next turn after I take off the convoy, which is built into the formula. See, 1 drops it. So 45 to spend next turn for the UK. And then China. Here, I'll just do that manually because duh. China had $1 left over. They have 1, 2, 3 territories, so there's 3. So they collect 3 plus they get a $2 bonus for having 3. So they collect 5, have $1 left, 6 to spend next turn. And that is it for early allies. Sorry, I rambled and fucked around. And anyway, all right, I'll see you guys.